Hello folks, the Celtic Nerd here bringing you another nerdy video, and we are in the final wrap up of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I don't know, we just finished doing the World War One story missions, which I'm surprised to see that there was no real tracker for it. For all intents and purposes, it looks like it's just one mission, but it's not. If I'd known that, I probably may have done it a bit sooner. But either way, it is now done, and all that's left now is to visit our, these associates. I've maxed out their loyalty. So I am quite curious about what, and their icons really only start appearing towards the end of the game. So I'm wondering what's the whole deal with it. Here we go.
You've done a wonderful job of helping the children of this city.
So what you're saying is, I'm a hero?
We pitched in what we could to properly express our gratitude.
Thank you, Clara.
Okay. So yeah, it's pretty much everyone saying thank you for basically all the missions that you've done. Which is why it's a good idea, I think, to do Green last, because he is supposed to be the de facto leader of the London Brotherhood before Evie and Jacob arrived. Which again, I personally like to think that they divide up the work. Like Evie handling all the more diplomatic stuff, whereas Jacob tackles more the underground. Now I believe it was roughly this direction.
Building a picture gallery, are we? Why not?
Present for my good friend Adam.
Do you treat all your friends this way?
Never mind that now. I wanted to thank you for all your help. You twins are nothing if not diligent. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. Well, the wheels of London never stop. Always more work to be done.
Okay. I have to feel like that's the closest point. The building's quite large, so we would have to travel a good bit over it. probably be better if we slid down this end.
Oh, Freddy. I hardly recognized you in your police togs.
You certainly scrub up well.
I thank you for your help in collecting these bounties. I am impressed with all you have accomplished, and I wish you luck with your future endeavors.
So I just opened up a drink. Wow, that was like the coldest interaction. Now, keep in mind though, his interactions with Jacob were hardly positive as opposed to his interactions with Evie. But his interactions with Evie were more also tied to the fact that they were cleaning up Jacob's mess. I just close this bowl so my drink doesn't go flat. It is flavored water. But anyway, but yeah, no, Jacob and Aberline has had a very difficult relationship, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're not like on the best terms.
Champions of the street, champions in the ring. Is there anything you two can't do? Are you quite sure you don't remember me? That night at the laboratory? No? Oh, well, never mind. I have a little something to commend your remarkable performances.
That night in the laboratory,
Definitely not what you think.
Oh, good. You're both here. I have something to give you.
That really isn't necessary.
More gifts? You spoil me, Greenie.
Templar numbers are dwindling, and I hate to admit it, but the Rooks are thriving.
Did you hear that, Evie? Thriving.
Your time in London has been well spent. I am proud of you.
And that is it, folks. We now, besides from not getting 100% on everything, that is it. Like, we didn't unlock all the perks, like electrifying, shoot the messenger. But like, we got a good bit of these, like, and some of them were quite useful. There was one that was like, I think it's counter shot. Yeah, so counter shot was really ridiculous to try and do. I actually even dedicated a whole day to trying to do it, but I just couldn't. The same went for like some of these other ones, like counter killer. I dedicated a day to, and quadra kills. But either way, I think now is the best time for me to talk about the game as a whole, as opposed to doing the Jack the Ripper DLC and talking about it then, because I want to judge the Jack the Ripper DLC completely by itself. So what can I say about Assassin's Creed Syndicate? It is quite a fun game. So yeah, I wish I was away. You know what? Let's see. Hold on. Maybe we can get the credits to roll, because I feel like that would be better. So here we go. Now,
take a look around lively old London.
Alright, so I'm just going to lower down the music a little bit while I'm talking about this. So, now I hope you guys can still hear it and somewhat enjoy it, but I want to get my thoughts out in terms of this game. So, for one, what can I say about the main story? It is quite interesting. It is significantly better paced. It is well paced. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how they introduced several characters, such as Charles Darwin, Charles Dickens. They did not make them like huge major parts of the story. You just simply bump into them. Now, Charles Darwin did play a bit more of a role as opposed to Dickens, but I like how they show up, they do a few things, you get a proper introduction to them, you do one or two quests with them, with the exception of Dickens, but then that was it, they were gone. But then you had your own, they each had like their own set of side quests. That was very fun. The only difference was Karl Marx. Like, your introduction to him is the first side quest that you do with him, and I found that a little odd because all the others you met during like a cutscene in a main story, but except for Karl Marx. The associate missions were quite fun. I enjoyed the RPG elements that has continued since Assassin's Creed Unity. They were quite fun. The idea of the train hideout was very interesting. I liked it. There is one thing I would have done maybe differently, and that is I would have made it so that instead of having the hideout on the train, why not have a hideout like in Big Ben? Because like the London Underground wasn't a thing then. Now, if we played in like maybe the I don't know when the Underground got built. When did that get built? Hold on. Let's see. The London Underground, which I believe is actually the oldest metropolitan. Okay, so it opened on January 10th, 1863, and it was the world's first underground passenger railway. So yeah, there you go. I was corrected in that. So if we played, the train hideout would have been interesting if it was there, or we had a base in the underground and we had easy access to hopping on like trams and whatnot and navigating through the sea. Sort of similar to the way the Assassin Brotherhood navigated in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Revelations, except we could actually hop on them, like, as opposed to them just simply being fast travel. You know? Like, that's just my opinion. Like, it could have been really fun and interesting. But again, I understand they wanted to go with more Victorian London for this game, so fair enough. The cast of extra characters, like the choice of Charles Dickens, Nightingale, Karl Marx, Charles Darwin, I found that all very interesting. I really liked it. Now, I don't know if Aberline was supposed to be an actual character, or Clara O'Day was supposed to be one, or even Toppings. I don't know about if they were supposed to be historical figures. I didn't look into them, but like it was all quite an interesting cast. I liked how I liked the interactions with Charles Darwin. He was quite funny and enjoyable, and the same went for Dickens, as you went about trying to get rid of some rumors and superstitions. I enjoyed the fact that when you finally do come across Queen Victoria, like, it's very quickly her and Evie hit it off. And even when we do the quests with, like the final set of quests with Queen Victoria, which eventually makes it clear that that the Brotherhood is not on the side of the Queen. Like the Queen sees about basically recruiting the Brotherhood, or at least Jacob and Evie, and they're just like, yeah, that's not our type of thing. And then Evie pushes her chances and is asking, you could always stop conquering other nations. So I found that quite enjoyable. The choice of Henry Green, quite fun. I do wish we had a bit more missions involving him, and I wish we had a bit more of a closure between the potential relationship between him and Evie. And also, I will. Okay, here's the one thing I would say that's a bit of a flaw of the story: the button heads of Evie and Jacob. That lasted, I believe, a sequence. I feel like it could have went on a bit better, and I think it could have been interesting if it landed in them basically fighting each other, not to the death. Like, obviously you have them fight, but then something happen that causes them to stop fighting, and it would have been interesting, because as you're leveling up both characters, then when it comes to that fight, like, it could have been a situation where Evie has access to all her abilities, Jacob has all access to all his abilities. Evie become like, you could even give them like unique abilities depending on who you're not controlling. Like, maybe Evie has some like special stealth throwing knives abilities and something like that. Like, I feel like they could have done a lot of fun. As for the standard, oh, you get a piece of eating object, I do feel like it was a bit of a letdown. The outfit was not really spectacular compared to other unlocks that we have done in the past games when it comes to collecting like a whole bunch of like mysterious objects. It's in a similar vein as what happened in Assassin's Creed Unity, where we collect all like the Nostradamus stuff, and the outfit unlock was quite a big letdown. The outfit unlock was the same case here, and the fact that it was only for Evie also stings a little bit. I really think they should have made it something that both characters could use. They could have easily done some kind of thing with a gauntlet, because that is an item that they both share. Or it could have been a weapon. I feel like they could have done something that was better. For the sake of collecting all those music boxes. What else is to say? Okay, I should say this. Assassin's Creed Syndicate has so far been the most buggiest Assassin's Creed game I have played. I'm sorry to say that, but like, it is considerably buggy. The amount of times that my whole game has crashed and I had to restart missions because of it. It was extraordinarily painful. The parkour system was not well programmed. It felt like very clunky. There were so many moments where it's unclear, like the whole holding R system for free running was a cool idea for certain environments, but then very quickly the game is inconsistent with what triggers him parkouring over while holding R and what doesn't, what would constitute needing to hold A or hold B. It was very frustrating, and in some cases you would need to quickly hold A and hold B like in quick succession. Very frustrating, very annoying compared to, and the reason why I find it extremely disappointing is because this is the follow-up game just after Assassin's Creed Unity, which in my opinion, up until Assassin's Creed Syndicate, has the best parkour system. Oh my god, so far I have not seen anything that that matches the quality that we got in Assassin's Creed Unity's parkour system. What else? Some of the gang upgrades feel a little pointless. For example, upgrading the gun, the gang upgrade that makes it so that the enemy guns will occasionally blow up in their hands when they shoot. Yeah, that I have never seen that work. I have not seen any gang or Templar attempt to fire their gun and it blown up in their face. Never. I don't see the point of the fire truck upgrade. It's a little weird. Yeah, and also pretty much very quickly in the game, if you upgrade the gang to its completion, you get to a point where you really don't need money. Also, because of pre-order bonuses and whatnot, which is available now if you now order the gold edition or the ultimate edition, they give you access to weapons and armor, weapons and outfits that quickly make the game like ridiculously easy. Like they're god. Now, some weapons, like for example your pistol, the pistol that I love, like that's locked behind a level. You need to be level 7, I believe, if I recall correctly, to even get that gun. So like the gun's OP and it's absolutely amazing, but at least it's behind a level lock. So, but the outfits were not, to my recollection. Again, maybe I liked the information we got in the World War One DLC. Sorry, World War One set of missions that goes into talking about Juno and all that stuff. I think I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure if we hear more about Juno in Assassin's Creed Origins, which is going to be the next game, folks, after we do the Jack the Ripper DLC, which will be around Halloween, if everything goes well, which I feel like it is. I'll start recording those videos tomorrow, because it's unfortunately 10 to 10 at night where I am at the time of this recording, and that means my brother will be going to bed soon, which means I cannot be talking on my mic for much longer. So I might do something. I might actually take some time, play some Sims, and relax. Combat in this game was relatively decent. I actually quite enjoyed it. It does feel like Jacob and Evie have their own fighting styles. I don't know if that was just simply because I gave them different weapons. I should have probably given them the same weapons and see how they compare. I still don't know how Lydia is related to the twins. All I know so far is that they share the same last name, and it's not that long. Lydia is probably their granddaughter. Or something, or even great-granddaughter, but again, we'll find out soon enough. Look at this whole wanted, the engineers and all that. But yeah, no, again, I just like, don't get me wrong, folks, despite the bugs, Assassin's Creed and some of the ridiculously difficult challenges that are set up in the game, I will say it is a good story. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend anyone who's interested in like a fun Victorian London exploration game where you stealthing around, I would recommend this game. And that is about it, folks. I think I said everything I wanted to say. I know I got into the habit of playing as one particular character. I got particularly playing Jacob, but that's just, I don't know why, but I just like Jacob. Mind you, speaking of Jacob, I finally can complain about this. Okay, so let me just adjust my mic. There we go. So Jacob and Evie are pitched as this. Jacob is all about stealth. Evie is all about stealth. Jacob's all about combat. And oh my god, it really does not play out that way. Like, the amount of missions that you play as Jacob, like a lot of the times, a lot of the assassination missions that target Templars are done by Jacob. Like, it is ridiculous the amount of stealth missions that Jacob gets, and we don't play as Evie for them. I was like, wow. And I've been wanting to complain about it for so long. It is just utterly ridiculous that Jacob is pitched as like the rough and tumble character. And also, I want to point this out, folks. The Rooks really don't play into the story all that much. Like I tried using the Rooks a lot. The call the cart thing, particularly, it comes in handy, but there's very few main story missions where the Rook's existence actually matters. Like, the only way they really help out is when you're doing missions and random Rooks that just so happen to be spawned in the area start fighting enemies. That is it. That is the only way the Rooks really matter in this game. But in either case, I feel like they really messed up in designing Jacob's missions, considering how he was advertised and typically his attitude. Now, mind you, it does sort of make sense for him to go after the Templars and to do all the assassination missions, because he was focused on eliminating the Templars, where Evie was more interested in locating the Piece of Eden. I really just feel like Jacob's approach could have been maybe a bit more aggressive as opposed to being stealthy. Like, maybe he could have approached it in a much more of a gang leader type of method, especially when the assassination missions that focus around the guy who leads the Blighters. But instead we get a stealth mission which ends up with, you know, the whole team being on fire and then us having to escape. So yeah, I want to say that you can do them loud, you can do his missions loud, but a lot of the bonus objectives, in order to get 100%, push you to do stealth assassinations, which suggest that that's how he initially did it. Because remember, completing those bonus objectives means you're doing it exactly the same way that the ancestor that you're controlling did it. You're getting 100% synchronization. So yeah, I think it was just a really weird thing that they did with Jacob, not giving him a lot more like combat focused missions and gave him a lot of stealth based missions. Yeah, okay, that's about it now. I've now said everything I needed to say in this wrap up. So we're going to sort of how fast is the fast forward? Okay, it looks like it's quite fast. I don't think you guys will be able to read them. And again, I like to give the guys who made this who make the games that I stream, or that I record videos for, I like them getting their proper credit. So we're just gonna I'm now gonna turn back up the music, and we can just enjoy the music. And once the music is over and the credits are done, that's the end of this video. And then the next video that should be uploaded after this should be Jack the Ripper. Now, if it turns out with the videos that I have in backlog that need to be uploaded, if it turns out they're going to be encroaching on what's it called, Halloween, sorry, that's another thing. If this video, it just so happens to release on October 31st, this video will probably be uploaded early in the day, whereas all my Jack the Ripper DLC is going to be uploaded at night. It's going to be uploaded at proper Halloween time. So probably around 6 and onwards. Hopefully it's not so long that it does not take up the entire day, but I'm going to start it is now I'm going to start recording the Jack the Ripper DLC on the 22nd of October, so hopefully it's not terribly long and doesn't require me to do it throughout the entire day. I would like it to be, you know, around the time frame of, you know, Halloween night as opposed to Halloween day and night. So we'll see. And I guess I'm just gonna mute my mic, folks, and you can all enjoy this lovely music. episodes.